Hey, what's up? It's Tati, back with another review of AEW Rampage. We started off with Claudio Castagnoli versus Commander, and this was the match of the night. And if you ask me, pretty much the only match really worth watching. Now, these two guys have two different styles. However, they have really great chemistry. And tonight, I really feel like we got to see a really good side of Commander. Now, up until this point, I've always kept saying that high flyers, these luchadors, they come in and they're sticking to the same old tricks that they normally do, but tonight was definitely different. So prior to tonight, Commander's best match to me in AEW, aside from El Hijo de Vikingo, was with Jay White, and now this time I could definitely say his best match was against Claudio. He is absolutely impressive here. Love the chemistry between these guys. And Claudio, no matter who he gets in a ring with, he's able to do something where he brings out the best out of people. Well, you know what? Let me not say that, because yesterday, him against Chuck Taylor, that was something else. But I really enjoyed this. There was a really cool spot here where Claudio is like leaning over on the barricade, and Commander, he's standing on the barricade and he does a shooting star press onto Claudio, and it just looks absolutely insane. I didn't even think he would really go for it. One thing that I did notice is that Alex Abrahantes, who's the hype man for the Lucha Brothers, he was ringside with Commander, and I thought that that was something noticeable because he's always with the Lucha Brothers and with no one else. So that was interesting to see. Now, I really enjoyed this match. I do think they had a great pacing. I think they complement each other very well. However, towards the end of this match, we do have Commander who is jumping off the top rope, and Claudio gives him a devastating uppercut, and that ends up ending the match in a KO. So the ref went to ring the bell and said, hey, you know what? He's knocked the fuck out. He ain't moving anytime soon. So the match is over. To be honest, I would not mind seeing these two guys in the ring again in the future. I really think they did an amazing job. A+ for me. Now, there was some parts in this match that, you know, wasn't perfect, but that's okay. The effort was definitely there. And what we like to see is growth when it comes to wrestling. And you could definitely see some really great qualities in these guys. And I absolutely enjoyed this match. Definitely check it out if you didn't. So next we have Shawn Spears versus The Blade. Shawn is from Canada, so yes, he was well received by his fellow Canadians. However, you guys, I would have hoped to see a little bit better. Now, I really like the Butcher and the Blade, and they're pretty much there as enhancement talents or jobbers, however you want to call them. And really, I really felt like if AEW gave these guys a chance, you know, they could end up being AEW tag champs, but they're always just doing the job for someone. So I wasn't expecting a win for the Blade here, but I don't feel like this match really, I don't think it did anything for any of these two guys. While it was decent, I was expecting a little bit more, especially, you know, Shawn being, you know, from Canada, and he's playing with his home crowd or whatnot. It just felt slightly flat for me, so it was really hard to enjoy. Obviously, Shawn takes the win. I have to mention this, though, before I move on to the next two matches, is that the reason why I'm going to say I would pass on this episode of Rampage is because I watched Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door was like a dream, you know? Everything was damn near perfect on that pay-per-view. And while you're not expecting pay-per-view quality on a Friday night on Rampage, it's like, where is that same magic we had on Sunday? And the rest of the week, we come back and it's like nowhere near that same type of feeling. So after coming out from something huge like that, it's hard to enjoy something like Rampage. And to be honest, if they keep having like, you know, matches like this where things are just not so great, don't be surprised if they, you know, scrap up Rampage and we only have Collision and Dynamite. I would not be surprised. Next, we had Matt Hardy and Brother Zay versus QT Marshall and Johnny TV. I keep forgetting her name. Oh God, Harley. Yes, she comes out and she's singing their theme song, and I don't know. I don't really care for her voice. Now, this match here, it was okay. To be honest, I still don't see why Johnny should be paired up with anybody. I prefer him as a singles competitor. So I don't know what the payoff is going to be with him being part of QTV crew or whatever. But I really feel like this is not going to work out for him in the long run. Either way, they have a decent match, but it's still hard to, grab you in terms of entertainment, because we got something really, really entertaining from Claudio and Commander earlier, and it's like they open the show with their best match, and the rest of it just seems to be, not all that. Either way, Johnny TV and QT takes the win. That's probably the first time QT won something in like God knows how long in AEW. I'm curious to see what the payoff is going to be with this pair, but I don't see it working out long term. By this point, I was kind of ready to change the channel. So for the main event, we have Hikaru Shida versus Taya Valkyrie. Now, it sounds like a really great matchup. It was decent, but it did not live up to the expectations that I was expecting. Now, I really do feel like at this point, Taya, she's a heel. Not very convincing to me, but that's definitely where she is right now. Hikaru Shida, we really haven't seen her in the ring for quite some time, so out of the blue, they put these two girls together. And while I'm the type of person who would say stories don't matter for every single match, this just still felt a little random putting these two girls together. They do have a decent match, and throughout this match, we do have Hikaru Shida working a knee injury and whatnot, and that gave Taya a advantage. But Hikaru Shida, she's definitely someone who, regardless of how she feels, she's going to give it her all. I've definitely seen better from her. Like I said, this is Rampage. Like, it's like no one's going to go off and give like their best on Rampage. And to be honest, that's probably what the issue is with Rampage, is that a lot of wrestlers probably feel like, hey, it's Rampage, we don't need to be doing the most out here. And the truth of the matter is if you guys did, maybe the show would be watchable for some people. Maybe the ratings would be much better. And that's what's missing here. It just feels like, aside from the opening match, all these matches, everybody's playing it safe. And I think that's what's killing the ratings, especially with Rampage. Now, the match is decent. However, I think the lack of a story between these two girls made it fall flat. Hikaru Shida does take the win, and I hate when they do that roll-up shit to win. It's just so annoying. But it seems like Ty is really upset, and I feel like we're going to see these two girls go at it again. And hopefully, if they do go at it again, we'll get to see a much harder hitting match between these two girls. Hopefully something like maybe a street fight or something that could definitely help make things a little bit more interesting between these two girls if they do get in the ring again. Like I said, Rampage is definitely skippable. That first match, though, I definitely recommend watching. You can really see the growth in Commander. And you can see Claudio Castagnoli, he's a heel and everything, but he's really working with these younger guys. And with his style, he helps elevate these guys, you know. Sometimes you're just as good as your opponent. Sometimes you just can't help it and the other guy sucks. But in this particular case, I really felt like this is probably the best we've seen Commander, and I really enjoyed that. Now, tomorrow we have Collision. I'm pretty sure that's going to be way better than Rampage. I know a lot of people, they're busy on Saturday nights and probably can't be bothered. But if they end up taking away Rampage, like, just don't even be surprised. I think they'll be able to put much more effort into something like Collision and Dynamite. Right now, Rampage kind of feel like something you might have seen on Dark or Dark Elevation on Monday or Tuesday on YouTube. It's just not what it used to be. And one thing that I used to like about Rampage was it's an hour-long show, and it felt like you were getting the most in 1 hour, and it felt good by the time the show ended. This was like a little more than a year ago, and now it's just like, maybe I could just check this out tomorrow. It's just not what it used to be. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I'll be back tomorrow with my review for Collision and also Money in the Bank. Bye.